The federal government has expressed deep concern over Nigeria's growing dependence on imported textiles, disclosing that the country spends about $6 billion each year on foreign fabrics. This reliance has intensified following the collapse of once thriving local textile industries that in the 1970s stood as some of the country's largest employers. Today, the dominance of imported fabrics has not only driven up costs, but also created scarcity of locally made alternatives. Ibrahim Ismail tells us more in this report.
Nigeria's textile industry, once a key contributor to employment and industrial growth in the 1970s, has gradually crumbled. By the 1990s, over 120 textile factories had closed down, pushing the sector into a steep decline. As local production dwindled, traders turned increasingly to imports to meet demand, an option made difficult by rising foreign exchange rates and the floating of the naira. Customers and sellers alike complain that imported textiles often lack the strength and durability associated with locally produced fabrics.
I think it's very important that we get our indigenous wrappers back. Because one, the wrappers we had in those days are much thicker than what we get now, because those ones are purely cotton.
And we have drifted from production of these basic items. You know, in those days we hear textiles in Kano, textiles in Kaduna. They are no longer there. On basic things like clothing, we should be able to be, self-sufficient.
This textile product is imported from China. This is the reflection of the current reality within the Nigerian textile industry, which was booming in the 1970s, that created millions of job opportunities for a lot of Nigerians. But I have spoken to the people here, and they have told us that most of the products, almost 100% of them, are imported from China.
Textile merchants say the volatility in exchange rates continues to erode profit margins, making importation both risky and expensive.
You see this naira going down every day. The way the naira is falling, it is quite abysmal. I'm just telling you what the experience that I had concerning Sefa and naira. Everybody was saying before there's naira they spend, they'll not be Sefa. But now that Sefa now is far greater than our naira.
Fluctuation in dollar exchange rate can impact pricing. If the rate drops, after purchase and imports of goods to Nigeria, customers may request price adjustments, citing the new rate.
Despite several interventions, including over $1.18 billion in funding schemes over the past 3 decades, government efforts to revive the textile industry have failed to yield sustainable results. Still, some traders remain hopeful that the sector can be revived.
Any successful country you look at, most of the things that they use for their day-to-day are made locally. So I think if you can have factories that will do all these things, I wouldn't need FX, I wouldn't need custom duty. These are the two major things. So I don't think they are strengthening my business. They are just making it hard for me to do the day-to-day running of the business.
In April 2025, the Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, John Eno, announced plans to cut annual textile imports by $4 billion. The initiative, he said, is aimed at stimulating domestic production, creating jobs, and reducing capital flight. Whether this marks a genuine turning point or follows the pattern of past promises remains to be seen. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Abuja.